Good morning, I'm Sockdog, this is Bite Sized, and today we're going to play LEGO Worlds. First of all, this game has been in early access for around 2 years. It recently released in March 2017 with a small price increase, bringing it up to £25 from what I believe was £15 initially, so that's not too bad. I don't mind that too much in an early access game when it first gets released. Let's go straight into the menu. Not mess around. Nothing too fantastic in the menu. You have music controls, funky, sound effect volume. Your video settings are quite basic, limited to toggles. You can see here what you've got. I won't spend too long, just pause the video if you want to see that, and I went straight back into the same one. There you go. So not a great deal of options there. You will notice there is no key bindings in this. Supposedly there was a critical bug discovered just before release and they had to take it out, which doesn't help the mouse and keyboard players because the controls on mouse and keyboard are a pain in the backside. So that said, let's go into a new game. For the first time in a LEGO game, you can now actually play 4-player multiplayer. The interface is through your network connection, so Steam, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, and you can either host a game or you can play offline in single player mode. So here we are on the first of the 3 tutorial worlds, and you ask the question, is this Minecraft? Well, yes and no. Yes, there's building in the game, but in Minecraft you don't really have a direction, and in LEGO Worlds they sought to fix this by giving you some extended quests and unlocking capability. You may even call it grinding in order to progress. So you'll find yourself that you have to go and collect gold blocks in order to repair your ship and unlock tools.
Take a closer look at that crash site.
And let's go have a look at the crash site. And you'll have in the tutorial levels crash sites where you actually unlock your tools. So now that we have our discovery tool, we can start the game proper, and that means running around and selecting all the little objects in the game that we need to get. So plants, thank you, let's get rid of that. Plants, trees, pretty much most things. Now these bigger trees are actually structures within the world, so you can't scan those. But we can go over here and we can say, okay, we want to scan this. That's a pirate punch barrel. And you'll notice that the interface is a bit clunky when you're selecting things. That can prove a little bit frustrating because you're not exactly pointing at what you want to select. So you can also scan vehicles.
New discovery type unlocked.
And when you have stuff that you've scanned, it's quite simply a matter of going into the different menu systems and selecting what you want to spawn. So let's select a vehicle. You have to unlock it with your bits. So let's go for a boat, and then you can spawn as many in of these as you like. And to interface with things, you do have to put away your tools, which can be a little bit frustrating if you're navigating the world with your tool out. Excuse me. So let's do a little interactive mission with one of the characters, and this will earn us our final gold block to get off of this planet. So let's talk to him. Yeah, he just needs a pirate throne. I will note it's important that you press space to confirm these missions. It's totally possible to press E to come back out of their menu and it will not register. So as the game is saying, let's hold tab. You can't just tap it, you have to hold it down and select our discovery tool, and then let's go back into the menu here, and the game is conveniently highlighting what we need for this task. As you get more and more stuff, you will be scrolling more and more through this list. There is no sorting, there is no searching, so keep that in mind too. And you can't press escape to get out of that menu. You have to click this button or press the C key. So here we go. So we managed to not select that, so let's select it again, and we have a throne and we can rotate with R. So let's put our throne down. Yay! We've got our final gold block. So let's take a look 10-15 hours into the gameplay, and here you can see a save. The worlds do have day-night cycles, which is very nice. It adds a lot of atmosphere. It never gets too dark to actually see though, which is thankful. You do have small items such as torches and lanterns that you can unlock. And if we talk about unlocking and we go into our menu, so let's get off of King Kong here. You can see that you actually unlock a free build mode which allows you to float around. You have landscape tools that allow you to raise and lower land. Copy tools, so you can copy actual sections of builds. A build tool, which is a less frequent one. Oh, hello balloon lady. Paint tools, which allow you to colour the world, and of course our discovery tool and inventory. And in our inventory you can see that you can get different kinds of weapons, and you trade these items with characters within the world to get other items or bits. So, you know, it's quite good there, but it highlights the point that the entire game is built around grinding and unlocking, which is fantastic as you go. But as I was entering 8 hours in, I was starting to really tire of having to run around the world and go, oh, what's this little creature? Oh, I'll pick it up, and then I'll put it down, and then I'll get my discovery tool, and then I'll click on it, and oh, it's a red spider. Great, I can spawn a red spider now. And the worst thing, I think, is you unlock these plans so you can make actual different buildings, and here's some of the ones that I've saved: Candy House and Wimpy Home, and you unlock these by doing tasks. But when you go into the build tool, and let's try and navigate this awful menu system that's just cluttered and all over the shop. So we'll go back, and then we'll go back again to put away our tool, and then we'll hold tab. And if we go into our build tool and then go into another menu, you can see here are the blocks. Now these grayed out blocks aren't in the game, and for the vast majority of blocks that you see unlocked, you have to chase these little green mischievous monsters. So I would question the ability to be able to build things, because straight off the bat you're going to have to put 40, 60 plus hours into the game playing it in order to unlock all of these items, which is a bit of a shame. There's no creative mode building, and for some people they may just want to have a flat piece of land and build a little city in that land, and currently you can't do it. Whether the developer will have a change of heart and allow that, I'm not sure, but I think they should, because this is way too much for some people. So let's get back to the interface. I mean, as you can see on the right hand side here, it's buttons galore, and they're not the only buttons you need. I've discovered that the keypad actually allows you to select some items other than going into the tab menu. Q and C seem to pull out the last objects that you've used and put them back. You'll have to use tab, you'll have to use the mouse sometimes to get into a menu. Sometimes you press escape by accident. It's really confusing, it's clunky, it's horrible. In third person mode you have to use the right mouse button to look around. And when we go into this saloon here, you'll see that objects block your view as you look around. The game will do its best to remove those objects as you get close to walls. You can see they'll disappear here. But when you get into smaller rooms and you're trying to use your discovery tool to scan a bed or bedside lamp, it's really difficult. You have less movement options. You can go into a first person mode and it has an FOV slider that goes up to 90. That's what this is set on. But even in first person mode, you're yet again having to hold the right mouse button down to look around. Developer really, as I choke up here, needs to put an option in, at least for first person mode, where you can go around and look without holding the right mouse button down. Graphically, I mean, look at it. The game looks fantastic. The characters are really expressive, well animated. You have certain objects in the game. Let's dive into our inventory and pull out a few things here. You know, you've got like a football, and let's zoom out, and your character will play with the football. I mean, that's great. Kids are gonna love this. I enjoy it. I mean, I've played the game for 15 hours and in that time, these things are the ones that have driven me on to play. Unfortunately, I would say the gameplay is just way too grindy. It's unforgivable that the developer has locked away a creative mode. The game would be fantastic for kids that have a lot of time on their hands and they want to explore the things, and they're going to find all these little quirks and characters really funny and interesting. Let's take a quick look at the building. Let's select free build so that we have our stuff, and you can see we have a block here. We can select our different blocks, so let's pick a good old standard one, and you'll plonk that block down like this, which is great. And you can still zoom in and out and pivot the camera and do all these things, but oh my god, how clunky is it? And it's very easy to misalign these. And you have these controls along the side, so draw a line, you hold shift, so that's great. I can do that. You see that went off angle, so now I right click, deselect, and then I click the brick again to pick it back up, and then I hold it, and now I can do a line of bricks, but I can't move backwards and forwards, but I can sort of kind of do it like this. It's just freaking awful, and I can't see how anyone would particularly find this enjoyable to do, especially when you have the likes of Minecraft. And it's such a crying shame that that happens when you have all these optional blocks and bricks and doorways and everything to put into stuff, and you're like, yeah, I want one of these, so I just put that in there and rotate it around. Boom, I've just got that in there. And you could probably make some fantastic things, but you're constantly fighting against the interface of the game. And that's just, again, really sloppy, especially when a game has been in development for multiple years with player feedback, and you have a look at the forums and people have complained about not having great control on the camera, not having great control on the builds. For kids that are easily distracted by the environments, or adults who don't mind a heavy grinding game, the repetition of the discovery and mission system won't be too much of an issue, and you'll find this game outstanding as a consequence. But for others, I'd question whether you're going to get bored of it very, very quickly. Let's wrap this up with a few bugs that I experienced during play. There were some crashed desktops while deforming terrain. I had the system weirdly allow the game to still run, but all the menu controls disappeared, so I had to Alt F4 to get out of the game in that case. And having played it for a long period of time, it appears there's some kind of memory leak in there that causes the game to lag out on interactions. And occasionally you do get some dramatic FPS drops. The developer is posting updates, so I expect these things to be answered. And on the whole, it's quite a bug-free experience. Thanks for watching this bite-sized review of LEGO Worlds. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Please leave a like and comment, subscribe to the channel, flick my bell, share the video if you can, and make me a happy doggy. Thanks again, I'll see you next time, and bye bye.